Welcome to New England Boating. I'm Parker Kelly.
And I'm Tom Richardson, and right now we're about to launch our Pursuit C260 here at the Fort Adams launch ramp in Newport and head across the East Passage to begin our episode in Jamestown, Rhode Island.
That's right, and there are a lot of ways to get to Jamestown. You can go by the bridges, you can come from the ocean, you can do a launch ramp like we're doing, but no matter what way you get there, you're gonna have a great time like we are. New England Boating, Jamestown, let's go! That lobster roll looks delicious. I'll give it to you. To another great destination.
Are you shopping for me? Oh, there's a fish. Parker's goofing around. Gonna miss. Make short, sharp sweeps with the rod. But we want the fish that can eat that thing. Oh, yeah. Hang on, Parker.
Tom, don't joke.
First time here?
Thank you, yes.
Well, first time by boat.
First time by boat, exactly. That was a short trip.
Yeah, it sure was.
And a beautiful one.
Yeah.
We're here.
We're here, Connecticut Marine.
Right, and Connecticut is actually the island that Jamestown is on.
That's correct. You're very good. You've done your homework, Parker.
So Tom is going to go do a harbor tour, show you how to get here from the waters beyond.
That's right, and you're going to go venture into the village and snoop around.
About town. What are we waiting for?
Let's go.
All right.
Jamestown's location at the mouth of Narragansett Bay makes it a great launching spot for fishing trips both inside the bay and the open waters of Rhode Island Sound, as well as Block Island. However, sometimes you don't even need to leave the dock to catch fish.
That's a bit, look at these, they're nice scup too.
While docked at Connecticut Marine, we noticed some bait fish leaping from the water.
Whoa, there we go.
In short order, we had hooked a scup, a school of which were milling about the pilings.
Woo! Right here at Connecticut Marine.
Next up was a surprise tinker mackerel of all things.
Oh no, what's this? Oh, no, this is a mackerel of some sort. Look, you got a mackerel. She got a mackerel.
There were surely a few bluefish and schoolie bass in the mix, but we never succeeded in landing one.
You got blue. You got a little blue.
Still, it was a nice surprise and a good example of why you should always keep a fishing rod handy on a trip to Jamestown.
Well, I'm here with Bill Munger. He is the founder and president of Connecticut Marine, the largest marina in Jamestown, and one that's been very gracious to let us keep our boat here. Bill, tell us about your marina. What a great location, first of all, huh?
Well, we've been around since 1974, and it's been shingle by shingle since 1974. Mm-hmm. We are in the heart of Jamestown Village. We have most of our folks are seasonal guests. We do have room for visiting guests.
Mm-hmm. So transients are welcome.
Transients are welcome. Transients very welcome.
Mm-hmm.
The village is right here within a couple hundred feet.
And I see all your docks are floating docks. That's nice. And you've got electric and water on all the slips.
Stuff.
Yeah.
We have accommodations for larger vessels, which are all out right now, as you hear.
Yeah.
But we do have accommodations for up to 150 feet.
And as far as boating here goes, though, you guys are ideally located. You're right across from Newport, so you can zip in there. You're right near the ocean, so you can go out there and go fishing and pleasure boating out there and go to Block Island, or you go up into the bay, right? So you got it all.
All of the above. All of the above. Yeah, all of the above.
Excellent. And tell us about the ferry, too. The ferry runs in and out.
The ferry,
here.
we also operate the Jamestown Newport Ferry. It just departed just minutes before you got here, but it'll be back. It's seasonal. It goes over to Rose Island where the lighthouse is, then over to Fort Adams State Park, and then downtown Newport, 2 stops. Ann Street Pier on the southern end of the harbor, and then Parati, which is on the north end of the harbor.
Right. Well, it sounds like you've got the boating world covered here in Connecticut Marine.
Try to. The ferry world kind of, clearly the appeal there to the folks that don't have a boat but still want to be on the water.
That's right. So if you don't have a boat, you can also take the ferry. But if you do have a boat, bring it here to Connecticut Marine. See Bill and his great staff right here. But don't go away. We got more Jamestown coming your way, including a bike ride to Beavertail Light and some food dining at Simpatico. Stick around.
So this is Narragansett Avenue, and you're not going to find a big department store here. These are cute little shops and terrific restaurants, a hardware store, an ice cream shop. It's slow, they have one traffic light, and that's the way the locals like it. They can go off island to get the hustle bustle. They can go off island to get other things. This is Jamestown. It's small, it's quaint, and that's just the way they like it. Can you feel it?
The energy.
We're with
the Simpatico.
the Simpatico with Amy Barclay here at Simpatico. Amazing restaurant.
Thank you.
All open air.
Yes.
Please tell us the whole story before we dine, because this is very, very cool.
Well, this is all based on kind of circumventing Mother Nature. Much of the restaurant is convertible. When we say open air, we mean there's no air conditioning, there's no screens. When it's raining, the walls go down. When it's beautiful night like tonight, the walls go up, and we tuck in tight so we can put our arms out the windows and walk through the walls, and that's what it's really all about, is enjoying those little parts of New England that we can when the summer's so short.
So the sort of vibe in Jamestown.
Very low key. It's more about enjoying yourself when you're here. We're 1 mile wide, 9 miles long. There's beach everywhere.
And food.
Food.
Yeah,
So tell us about the restaurant, and tell us about your food. Like, what are we going to experience here besides just this awesome atmosphere?
Our food is American fare with a twist. We like to take more conventional items. For example, Rhode Island state food is calamari. Well, let's not just fry it. Let's make it guilt-free. And we turn it into an antipasti, so it's nice and light and it pops in your mouth. And especially if you're a first calamari eater,
Okay.
we do the
First
rings.
time calamari?
Yes, we do the rings and not the tentacles, because that
Okay,
scares
yeah.
some folks away.
I can
So-
see.
Not us.
Not you. I mean, we have some traditional favorites as
Yeah.
well, but most of the time we like to take something that you're used to in a swordfish grilled. Well, let's make that swordfish pop out of your mouth. That's the goal. We have the barbecue shrimp appetizer. We have
Oh, heavens.
calamari antipasto.
Beautiful.
Guilt-free. You can eat this and never be guilty about it, because it's got lots of fresh greens. And the little necks. Rhode Island, it's a little neck steak. Little bit of Narragansett butter sweet corn in there. So that makes it perfect.
We practice a very old craft.
Beautiful.
A lot of the tools that we use are the same and have been the same for hundreds of years.
Well, we're here at Clark Boatyard in Jamestown with local Jamestown boater, boat aficionado, and boating writer as well, Will Tuthill. And he is going to take me out on his beautiful boat and tell us all about his boat, and also tell us all about boating in Jamestown, what to watch out for, unique places to see on the way in from the ocean, and walk us right through all the way up to downtown Jamestown. So, Will, tell us about the Muck Tuck. This is a really interesting boat. What's the history?
Muck Tuck is a 1974 wasp, or waist squee, named after the point in Martha's Vineyard. The boats were built on the vineyard during the early 1970s, and they stopped, I think, in 75, and then the molds were subsequently destroyed. So there were only about 60 of them. I don't know how many are left now, but there are about 5 of them on Narragansett Bay.
So we're starting our tour of Jamestown just outside the East Passage at a place called Mackerel Cove, right? This is Mackerel Cove behind us?
Yes, sir.
And that is looks like a pretty nice anchorage.
It is. It's great on anything out of the west, and the only time it gets a little sloppy is southeast.
The southeast, yeah, that comes right down the pike then.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a nice beach there at the end and good holding ground, huh?
Exactly.
Okay. So we're coming out of Mackerel Cove, about to head it up into the East Passage. And what's this big house over there on the point here?
That's called Horseheads.
Uh-huh. And why do they call it Horseheads?
Well, there's a rock formation that we'll go by, and you'll see it looks just like a horse's head.
Uh-huh. So the rocks over here to starboard, those are kettle bottom rocks?
Yes.
Yeah. And obviously, if you're a boater new to this area, you want to keep those to port and follow the marked channel in.
Over to our left is Fort Wetherell. You wouldn't see the fort. It's fortified and pretty well hidden, but it was active during the Revolutionary War and in the First and Second World Wars.
So this famous landmark, Clingstone, right?
Exactly. That's been there since the turn of the last century.
Yeah.
And it's survived the 38 hurricane.
That's impressive.
And it's been in the background of almost every major yachting event that Newport has seen since the 1900s.
Now, does Jamestown Boatyard, do they have transient accommodations? Do they have moorings for transients?
They do. And they also have showers, and they can they pretty much lend people a truck to get into town,
Yeah.
or give you a ride or something like that.
Or if you had a bike or something, you could probably get up there, right?
Exactly. It's not far to get to
And
town.
a dinghy, you know, you can just say within dinghy distance.
Absolutely within dinghy distance. Not far from here, we're going to pass the family-owned Clark Boatyard. Their specialty is classic wooden boats. And they also have transient moorings, a little floating dock, which we saw earlier,
Yeah.
and showers, and you pretty much would need to dinghy yourself to town. So we're about to begin our approach to Jamestown, the area called East Ferry. Connecticut Marine is located there, and there are also some transient dockage areas there. And that's at the foot of the hill that leads to everything in town.
So, the bridge, pretty impressive. A lot of deep water around the abutments.
Absolutely, a lot of current too. Doesn't seem it, but there's plenty of power.
Well, if you get up close to the abutment, you can see it ripping right through. My goodness, yeah.
Especially when it's going into a wind chop.
Yeah,
Makes for entertaining windsurfing.
I'm sure. Well, we made it as far as the Newport Bridge and Potter's Cove. We've got people fishing behind us, and it's been a wonderful tour. Thanks a lot, Will. I really appreciate it.
What a absolutely beautiful afternoon we continue to have in Jamestown. I am with Sue Madden, and she is so lovely. She is the archivist here at the Jamestown Historical Society. So you know quite a bit about the history of Jamestown. I'm finding it a very lovely place. Can you tell everyone some of this history? I mean, it wasn't always like this.
No. Well, we're at the windmill, which was built in 1787. It's one of several properties owned by the Historical Society. We're in the middle of the island, which is about 9 miles long and 1 mile wide, and we're in lower Narragansett Bay. Originally, this was a summer camping ground for the Narragansett Indian tribe, and in the late 1600s, they sold it to about 100 men from Newport who needed to expand their pasture land because they didn't have enough. Okay. So for the next 200 years, Jamestown was a very isolated, simple agrarian community. But in 1873, the first steam ferry service was started to Newport. It opened it up and changed the community to now
Naturally.
a big summer resort.
Yeah, because people could get here faster
They
and easier.
could get here reliably. There were big hotels, boarding houses, cottages to rent. Some people whose descendants are still here built summer homes. And so things were fine. But then came the Great Depression and World War II. So Jamestown changed significantly, and it diminished as a summer resort.
And so now?
So now we're a real destination for people who like the outdoors, boaters, golfers.
Yes.
We have a lot of parks, which were formerly military installations.
Right, like Fort Getty and...
and Fort Wetherill and Beavertail. We have a thriving arts culture community, and people are very volunteer oriented, and they want things to stay the same, and they love the open space and the farms. And
yeah, well, that's a little bit of the history of Jamestown from someone who knows it very well, Sue Madden, the archivist from the Jamestown Historical Society.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for telling us.
Enjoy your stay.
Thank you. We have so far. I'm sure we will. Stay with us. More of New England Boating coming up. I am here with Jennifer Clancy, and she and her husband David, for Clancy Designs, are glass blowers, crafts people, if you will. Beautiful to meet you and to
thank
stumble
you.
upon this place right next door to the windmill. So talk about history. How long has glass blowing been going on?
So glass blowing's been going on, the estimated figure is at least 5,000 years.
Yeah.
So we practice a very old craft, and other than the kiln technology, not too much has changed since the beginning.
Beautiful.
A lot of the tools that we use are the same and have been the same for hundreds of years.
But your pieces aren't traditional. I looked in your garden and I stumbled upon, I thought it was actual flora and fauna, and it was beautiful blown glass. Tell me about your
Yes.
work. Like what inspires you? Obviously nature is part of it.
Nature is a big part of it for David and I. So on our grounds we have 3 or 4 different gardens, lots of flower beds, and the challenge for us to see is if we can recreate how beautifully nature has made plant life. And so almost all of our sculptural work has to do with plants, fish, birds. We've just started doing hummingbirds, and I have to say that the surrounding area in Jamestown's a big part of what we do.
Stop. Good.
Natural, sculptural, and functional. Enjoy Jamestown and meet Jennifer. She's beautiful.
We're here with Jason and Beth Hatch of Jamestown Outdoors.
And they are cute as a button, and they're married, and they own this terrific store, and we're so excited for adventures in Jamestown. Tell us what you guys do. What kind of tours do you guys do?
Sure. So we're a family-owned business. You know, we offer kayak, paddleboard, bike rentals, and we also do a bunch of different tours. So our paddleboard taco tour, eco tour as well. And we offer some.
We also have a retail shop where we have great outdoor apparel and gear.
Like this?
Like this, check it out.
They just
But
gave us these to wear?
They outfitted us.
I know.
This stuff, it's awesome.
And Tom, you love to shop now. You're a shopper.
Not really.
If it's given to you.
Yeah, right. I'll take it all day long. But let's get down to business, shall we?
Okay.
We followed Jason and Beth to nearby Fort Getty State Park on the west side of Connecticut Island. The park offers RV and tent camping, as well as a small launch ramp on protected Dutch Harbor. After launching our kayaks and stand-up paddleboards, we parted ways. While Beth and Parker paddled to Dutch Harbor, Jason and I headed into scenic Fox Hill Cove for a glimpse at this important wetlands area.
What's remarkable about this area is like all the undeveloped shoreline. I mean, it's really incredible. You got these big, woods and farmlands coming right down to the water. It's really beautiful.
So usually when you give tours, it's the people's first time.
A lot of times it is their first time. So
This is a very nice, easy paddle.
it's a great paddle, and it's if you hug the coast too, it's or the shoreline, it's fairly shallow. So if they just feel more comfortable that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think another important thing about we talk about the wetlands and the marsh areas is how it just protects against the coastal erosion,
Sure.
Which people I think tend to not think about.
And it's something that's becoming quite a serious issue.
It really is. It really is.
Then we just clamber up these rocks and we're good to go.
The shack.
Thank you.
Love the shrimp taco.
Oh, that looks yummy.
Fish taco.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Squeeze the lime on top and relish the finish.
Whew.
Enjoy.
Thank you, Will. This does not seem dainty. This is not made for TV.
Tell our viewers how they can get in touch with you guys if they want to sample some of this great Jamestown Outdoors.
Sure, they can go. It's easy. Just go directly on our website, JamestownOutdoors.com, or like us on Facebook. We'll have all the information about the tours and everything there.
Excellent, pretty simple. Or just when you're in Jamestown, drop by and see them. They're right in the village center. You can't miss them. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it, Jason.
Biking in and around Jamestown is where it is at.
That's right. Jamestown is a great place for biking. You can get to all sorts of places from the village area
That's right.
and from this place.
This Lionel Champlin Guest House has been fabulous as a launching pad for us and a
Yes,
place to stay.
It's great. You've got great rooms, very comfortable rooms. It's close to the village.
The hosts couldn't be more gracious.
And the porch.
And the porch, great for hanging out.
And did we mention it's close to everything?
That's right, and that's why bikes are so great, right?
That is. It's a 9x1 island, 9 miles by 1 mile island. So I think we could do it.
Yeah, and
even if we're in bad shape, I think we're going to handle it.
Now we already checked in with Jamestown Outdoors, and they rent bikes, but we brought our own. Our
Yes, we did.
Montague folding bikes. These things are great. They're great for boaters because yes, they fold up just like a pair of scissors, and they are very comfortable. They're real full-size bikes with high quality gearing.
Rugged.
And they're rugged, and we're going to put them to the test right now.
I heard we have some hills to Beaver Tail Lighthouse.
Beaver Tail Lighthouse. So
All right.
that's our next stop, huh?
All right, put your helmet on and let's stop your talking and let's go.
First on New England Boating.
Our short but scenic bike ride took us down narrow roads and along the causeway bordering Mackerel Cove Beach. Roughly 2.5 miles further and we arrived at our destination, Beaver Tail Lighthouse at the southern tip of Connecticut Island.
Oh, here we are. Here we are.
Do you think this is her?
I think it is. Hi.
Hi there.
How are you? Well.
We're good.
Site of the third lighthouse in the colony. This is the crown jewel of our museum, a Fresnel lens.
Wow.
Wow, that
This is the lens that was in the tower here until 1992, when they replaced it with a rotating beacon like you'd find in an airport.
That's the original lens?
This is the lens,
Wow.
yes.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's neat.
Now, obviously, originally, they didn't have that electrical power.
No.
They had a oil lamp,
They
right?
used whale oil lamps. But after we got electricity in 1930, then they used the lamps, and this is the bulb they use, which is 1,000 watts.
Yeah. Whew.
Wow. Best view on the whole island, right here.
This is amazing.
The foundation there is the foundation from the very first lighthouse
Really?
site, and it was built in 1749.
So that's the original lighthouse was built in 1749.
Correct.
Okay.
Beaver Tail Light, square on the outside, round on the inside.
Yes.
How tall?
64 feet to the light.
I knew there was something we forgot to ask her.
And
Right. Third oldest lighthouse location in the colony.
nice. And a beautiful, beautiful scene. And tell people how they can find out more information.
They can find us online at, all they need to do is Google Beaver Tail Lighthouse and they will find us.
See,
Yep.
she understands the Google thing.
Just Google Beaver Tail Lighthouse
don't
and
need
you'll find us.
www.
Right, right.
Well, thank you
yes.
so much for that tour.
Hey,
Albeit
was
brief.
great. We appreciate you coming.
Well, thanks. We were glad to see another lighthouse.
Yes, I'm sure
Gorgeous.
you've seen quite a few.
Thank you. And Tom, I have been on Cloud 9 since we've been to Jamestown. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. And did you notice these people behind us?
I did.
Yeah.
That's Jamestown Art Center.
Oh,
And
okay, that's
they
what that is,
have
'cause I was
classes.
wondering.
They're doing Tai Chi. They have classes in plein air painting. They do all sorts of things at the Art Center. I mean, it's the artsy, sort of outdoorsy. So if you want to know more about Jamestown, our website.
Yes, newenglandboating.com. It has lots of information about all different destinations throughout New England.
Yeah, and follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, mostly Facebook and a couple others. We're doing our best to try to make
There's
sure
a
you
lot,
see
you know?
behind the scenes and all that, but yeah. Anyways, I guess we have to go, alas. Until next week, I'm Parker Kelly.
And I'm Tom Richardson.